So today we've got another fault with the Mercedes C350e behind us. This is a plug-in hybrid, and this fault relates to the hybrid side. So we're going to scan the codes and we're going to show you what it is and what needs to be done. So just doing a scan of the car to find out what the faults are. One of the ones I've got here is the switchover value of low temperature circuit 1 has a malfunction, so the function or the instruction is faulty. So the code we've got is P1D8C92. So this is a malfunction to the low temperature coolant circuit, especially the switchover valve. But it's the low temperature circuit, that's the one that I'm interested in today. So this car's actually got 3 of the valves. There's 2 under the engine bay and there's 1 in the boot, and there's also a PTC heater which is also linked on the same circuit. So I've got another video, I'll link that at the end of this video if that's your fault. But in this video we're actually going to talk about the changeover valves. Now I know in this video I keep calling them pumps, that's because I was concentrating on actually doing the job, but they are just valves. In the back we have 1 here, so it might be that one, or under the front of the car. So from the engine, remove this pipe, and then down there, this is the valve. And the other place, there is one somewhere down this right hand side of the engine as well. So what do these valves actually do? Well, these valves are designed to actually change the flow of the water to prolong the battery life, and also for internal cabin heater. The way that they work is that when the battery is getting too hot, they allow it to cool down a bit more. When the battery is a bit cold, they allow it to heat up a bit more. Used in conjunction with the PTC heater or the engine, this is what allows all the components, especially the battery, to remain at the right temperature, and also to have that auxiliary heating in your cabin. So I think it's the valve down here on the left hand side of the engine. So I've already got one to replace. What I'm going to use is I've got some hose clamps that I'm going to clamp some of the hoses, so hopefully I can remove it without losing too much of the coolant. So they just go on like such. Clamp those on. So that's the top one. We've got another hose coming across from here. Now I'm actually going to show you on the rear just how to take it off. So I'll show you on this one because it's easier to see on this one than it is on the one in the engine bay. We've got the 2 nuts, as I'll show you here from this clip, but when it actually comes to the pipes, then what we do, we've got a spring clip. So on both sides you just get that spring clip and you like push it. So you sort of push it like this and like that, and then that leaves it in the open position. You've got one underneath that's the same, and here, and you've got another one the same. So they all have these like little clips that you just got to feel and push. So I won't be able to show you that in the engine because there isn't room for the camera and my hand. So I'm going to clamp this hose going into the pump. There's one on the top I've already done that goes in there, and there'll be one underneath. Now just get the clamp. So just take off the clip as well. So this device in here is in, get it right, so it's in that orientation with the plug at the top, hose top and bottom, and that one coming out there. So we're going to have to clamp that in a second. And make sure the electric's turned off on the car. So I've just undone the plug at the top. So I'm feeling for those clips that I showed you at the back. There's one. There's one pipe off. That's the other pipe off. And there's that pump out. So I'm just checking. So the part number on this, just checking, same as on that other one. So it's A000-500-3040. So that's pretty much the front valve done. We've still got to put it back together, but we're going to crack on and do the rear valve now. So I now get onto this valve on the back. So I'm just going to undo the nuts first. So again, this was the same on the one under the bonnet. So just allow me to lift this up more. So I'm just going to disconnect the plug on the back. And now we've got the 3 hoses. Might as well just disconnect the plug as well. So we've got the 3 hoses that I'm going to clamp first. Because it being in the bucket, in the boot, I've got a little jug here. Can't really fit a bucket in. But we're going to have to clamp these hoses because we do not want to fill the boot full of any coolant. So clamping the hoses, sometimes you don't get a tight enough seal, so we're going to put some cardboard around, make sure these hoses are really nice and tightly clamped. And that one, same on this one. And we've got the same on this one here. So each one of those clamps is on. I've got a jug here as well that I'm just going to allow the liquid that is in there. So when we lift this up, so if there's any liquid, should go into the jug. So here we've got the clips. In fact, I'm going to just pull these off. I can put them on later. I've got a little bit of liquid went in there. I'll get some paper and clear that up in a second. But I did get most of it in there. So just put these clips back on. Clip that on. And the bottom one, whichever way that went. just check those are all okay, which they are. Reconnect all the plugs. And just tighten up those nuts again. Part number the same as the one under the front. So in another word, when you do these valves, do inspect the plugs. They have a habit of getting corrosion, a bit like the PTC valve, have a habit of getting corrosion on the plugs. So make sure you inspect those. Use some contact cleaner if you need to. It's never a bad idea to spray them with contact cleaner anyway. But with the location, especially the one in the engine bay, it's prone to getting the moisture and everything actually on the top of the plug. The one in the rear is not quite so bad because it's all protected by the car. The one in the front is very prone to actually getting corrosion, so do check that out as well. So the reason I thought it was this one, not the one in the back, is because there's a lot of crud around the this pump. So the bolts that hold that pump in place, or that valve in place, Torx. So you can use the Torx socket, or you can also use 8mm an 8mm hex socket. So I'll just go and fit those on. So I'm going to take the tray off underneath and do them from underneath. It'll be easier actually. Right, so if you decide you're not going to go over the top for that pump down there, you can always take off the under tray. If you take off the under tray, there's the pump there. So there's the pump there, into the cart, down there. So there are 2 bolts, and that's that hose I got onto at the top. And there's the one you can sort of just see the clips in there, as we mentioned before. So there's the 3 hoses with the side on. So there's the one at the top, the one there at the bottom, and the one that comes in at the back. So I actually did this a couple of weeks ago and I've been driving around with no faults since. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in another video.